3 News Now this week.
More information about the case against an Elkhorn South High School band teacher who's accused of felony child abuse.
Michelle Bluford made her first court appearance this morning after being arrested on Monday. 3 News Now chief photographer Stephanie Nolte was at the courthouse where prosecutors laid out more details in the case. Now, before we show this, we do want to warn you that some of the details in this story are graphic.
Elkhorn South band director Michelle Bluford appeared in Douglas County Court virtually Wednesday morning. She's accused of sexually abusing a student who has since graduated.
The defendant required the victim to hug her every morning before school, and at the end of the day, Judge.
Deputy County Attorney says things escalated from there.
The victim would sit on the defendant's lap and she would rock her. They referred to this as quiet time, Judge. This happened approximately 3 times a week at the school. She would then rock the victim with her face close to her chest as if she were trying to breastfeed.
She told the judge Bluford would take the victim to her car for cuddling sessions.
The defendant would intertwine her legs with the victim and hug the victim tightly. The victim said she would pretend to be asleep, but the defendant would rub her hands all over the victim's clothed body, including her vagina and her breast.
Prosecutors say the incidents happened both on and off school grounds over the course of a couple of years.
The victim had come over to the defendant's apartment where she saw the numerous photos of the victim, including a large photo of the victim displayed in the defendant's apartment.
Bluford's attorney, Matthew Knipe, says she has long-standing ties to the community.
Resided in the Omaha area for several decades, has previously was employed with Elkhorn Community Schools for about 20 years.
According to her biography on the Music for All website, where Bluford is listed as a summer symposium faculty member, before teaching in Elkhorn, Bluford spent 6 years at Ponca Public Schools and 6 years at Benson High School. The judge set Bluford's bond at $75,000. In Omaha, Stephanie Nolte, 3 News Now.
Bluford's preliminary hearing is August 27th at 9 a.m. Elkhorn Public Schools says Bluford is on administrative leave and they will continue to cooperate with the Douglas County Sheriff's Office investigation.
Nancy's absent. Chuck? Yes. Jennifer?
Yes.
Today, the Elkhorn Public School Board of Education voted to terminate the contract of former band director Michelle Bluford. Bluford is currently facing allegations of child abuse against a student who she taught at Elkhorn South High School. Court records point to alleged grooming and sexual assault of the now graduated student.
We offer our deepest sympathies to the victim and her family and are very saddened by the events that have transpired.
The board unanimously voted to terminate the contract with no discussion amongst themselves.
It is our hope that we can begin to bring this matter to a close and continue to move forward in the best interest of our students.
The board also voted to accept the resignation of another band director from Elkhorn South, Lindsay Bogatz. KMTV has reached out to the school district to determine whether or not the resignation is related to the ongoing case and has yet to hear from them.
The physical safety and emotional well-being of our students is always our top priority, and we believe the actions taken today reflect our continued dedication to our students.
The board says they will be doing an internal evaluation of their policies, and all staff will undergo training. Reporting in Elkhorn, Jessica Edson, 3 News Now.
Bluford is scheduled to appear in court next on August 27th.
COVID-19 is heating up in Douglas County, with officials reporting more new cases today than this time a year ago.
The county saw 112 new cases today compared to 92 the same day last summer. And the last time we saw new cases in the triple digits was in early May. Now, the weekly percentage of positive tests is also up from this time last year. Now it's pushing past 17%. Now, around this time last summer, it was at 12%.
Now, there's a lot of information that was given out today locally and from the CDC. Now, we know you have many questions, so here at KMTV, we've committed to getting you those answers.
So tonight, we're taking an in-depth look at the response to what's going on in our community. First, let's take a look at how health officials are reacting to the new direction and how it could impact your family.
Now, here's what the nation's top doctors now recommend. First, even vaccinated people should mask up indoors where cases are on the rise. Scientists say this is because of new information about the ability of the Delta variant to spread. Second, the CDC recommends indoor masks for all teachers, staff, students, and visitors to school, regardless of vaccination status.
And today, the Douglas County Board of Health talked about the surge in COVID cases in the metro, along with how they will continue to combat the Delta variant.
And with the school year just around the corner, the county's health department gave its guidance for schools moving forward. 3 News Now reporter Zach Williamson has more from today's meeting.
If they're unvaccinated, yes, we would recommend that they wear masks.
Okay. The rise in COVID cases and discussion about what's next was on today's agenda at the Douglas County Board of Health meeting. The Douglas County Health Department and Health Director Dr. Lindsay Hughes recommended that schools require masks for those who are unvaccinated.
Those buy time for the vaccine to be approved for those younger groups and for more people to become vaccinated, because once you have high vaccination rates, you have fewer people for the virus to get into and mutate.
That includes teachers and staff. As of right now, those under 12 years old are not allowed to get a vaccine, and the health department doesn't expect the emergency use authorization for those kids to come until around October.
Of course, we can always keep our fingers crossed that they move that up a little quicker.
But teens are allowed to be vaccinated and are highly encouraged to do so.
I can't overemphasize the importance of vaccination for kids who are able to get it returning to school. The severe illness right now is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. And for that segment of the pediatric population where there's vaccine available under emergency use, the same as adults, they absolutely should be getting it.
Well, things change fast, just like they have throughout the entire pandemic. After the CDC's announcement of new recommendations this afternoon requiring everyone, K through 12, wear masks, Dr. Hughes followed suit.
Our recommendations for kids and for staff and other people in our communities can change on a dime, as we saw it happen today. And we just have to be ready to pivot and be very flexible in how we're approaching this.
Even though the department's stance has changed, they are still pushing for the younger generation to get vaccinated.
We're also attending back to school events through Omaha Public Schools, Metropolitan Community College, UNO, really just trying to be where we know there might be higher numbers of unvaccinated people that we can catch coming through.
However, when it comes down to the nuts and bolts, all Dr. Hughes and the Douglas County Health Department can do is give the schools advice, not enforce regulations.
Well, I'm not able to mandate that. That's not a power that my office holds. But, I think that it's something that local governing bodies should consider.
But she does say the local health departments and school superintendents have been in constant communication and working hand in hand as the school year approaches. Reporting in Omaha, Zach Williamson, 3 News Now.
Dr. Hughes believes healthcare professionals should be required to get the vaccine, and that once the vaccines get that full FDA approval around January, more institutions and employers will require people to get the vaccine. The 1970s are making a return to the city of Council Bluffs after construction workers uncovered a time capsule from 1977.
Unbelievable. Workers were going to break ground on the Pottawatomie County Courthouse when they found a marker for the capsule. Now, it wasn't supposed to be open until 2076, but the contents of the capsule were wet and soaked.
3 News Now Western Iowa reporter Isabella Basco takes us back in time.
You could call it a lucky coincidence.
Everything was pretty much wet and soaked. Inside the time capsule had been leaking for years.
When Pottawatomie County Buildings and Grounds Director Jason Slack and his crew found all the contents of this time capsule while working on the courthouse.
And the bottom of it was filled with mud and sediment. And a lot of the metal parts and pieces were corroded and oxidized.
So they started taking everything and boxing it up to protect it. Here are the contents of the time capsule, laid out on tables to be dried and preserved. There's all kinds of items ranging from literature to a scrapbook to shoes. It spurs nostalgia for Pottawatomie County Supervisor Tim Wickman.
The interest rate on a house was about 12 to 13%. You could buy a house for as low as $18,000 in the 40s, so that's changed dramatically. Those same houses that sold for $47,000 in 1977 are probably worth over $200 today.
Kat Slaughter with the Historical Society of Pottawatomie County says there's a lesson we can learn from residents' efforts to preserve history.
History isn't just papers, it's people putting their lives together, not just going to sound really bad, but your boring history classes. These are physical things in people's stories in their lives.
Wickman believes the discovery was meant to happen.
The vault wasn't where it was supposed to have been, and it was accidentally hit by an excavator. Everything kind of fits together that it was, it was time to find it and save what's left of it.
And that's what Wickman plans to do. Save it so the next generation can uncover a piece of the past.
It's just kind of really cool to see, and we'll put everything back together, and somebody in 56 years, 55 years from now will be able to open it up and take another look.
Reporting in Council Bluffs, Isabella Basco, 3 News Now.
88, 94, both cars respond with the fire department on a down party.
First responders rely on emergency radios to communicate critical information quickly. The public and news outlets rely on their radio feeds to help people avoid dangerous situations, from traffic jams to active shooters. People listen on police scanners and cell phone apps. Some check Twitter and Facebook for the latest local news.
But what happens if the public can't follow those feeds in real time? What would be lost if the public police feed goes dark?
Omaha police, after weeks of public records requests from 3 News Now, acknowledged that they are mulling whether to encrypt their public radio channels.
We have 5 main radio channels for each of the 5 precincts, and right now anyone from the public can listen to those. It's open to the media, obviously. And what we're exploring right now is encrypting those. So what that would mean is that would take that open or public access away.
OPD does not yet know what such a change would mean. Police elsewhere have cut public feeds altogether. Some share only with newsrooms. Many still offer a public feed by cell phone app, delayed 10 to 30 minutes. A delay would address a key concern of officers and their union, that some suspects know when they're coming before they arrive.
We do see this happening on, very often, that folks, the criminal element, are utilizing these scanner apps. That's happened a handful of times. It's not always necessarily documented that that's happening, but it has happened. I've made an arrest where the arrestee actually had the scanner app open when we made that arrest.
OPD wouldn't say how long it's been exploring whether to encrypt its main public radio channels. Police Chief Todd Schmaderer declined to be interviewed for this story, saying he'd likely have the final say and plans to meet with stakeholders. But 3 News Now spoke with several officers off camera who told us the process was farther along than we were being told. They said changes to the radio system could be implemented within months and that they might not cost enough to require City Council approval. Our initial public records request returned no documents discussing the words encryption or encrypted. A second request was still being processed. The uncertainty worries some advocates, including ACLU Nebraska.
I think any time that any entity of government moves towards less transparency, that's got to be a red flag. Especially here in Nebraska, where we have such a proud and strong tradition of open government. It's important we press pause. We learn more, we see what the options are, and we have a robust community conversation about whether or not this is right for Omaha.
Omaha wouldn't be the first large police department in Nebraska to go fully encrypted. The Lincoln Police Department did it first. They finished the switch in 2019. Acting Lincoln Police Chief Brian Jackson was deputy chief at the time. Jackson says his officers now arrive at scenes where suspects haven't heard dispatchers send police to their location.
Well, we certainly have to remember that the purpose of the radio system is the communication capabilities of our first responders, and that's our primary focus. We have found a balance between that function and the desire for the public to be aware of what we're doing.
Lincoln says it does that by offering media access to police radios that can follow its encrypted main channels in real time. The public can listen by scanner app, but the feed is delayed up to 25 minutes. Supervisors can cut it temporarily if needed for officer safety. A local scanner social media site says they've had to call Lincoln Police to get them to turn the feed back on. They worry about what people are missing. Bonacci says OPD welcomes public input on encryption. He suggested people call the Public Information Office. He says he didn't know when police would have sought public input if 3 News Now and social media's Omaha scanner hadn't told police we were running stories.
So that we're very early on in this process. There's nothing that we're trying to hide, and I get the public's going to ask, well, when was our turn to have a say?
Precious McKesson, like many Omahans, wants to be sure she can check the web when police drive by. She says it helps her decide if her family is safe. She leads the North Omaha Neighborhood Alliance.
So I just think that it really needs to get a little bit more public input and really see what the public feels. I mean, it goes back to, we want to make sure that everybody is safe, not just, we want the citizens safe, we want the police safe. We want to make sure that everybody is safe, but we also need to know what's going on, and not 30 minutes after it happens.
That's clear.
Aaron Sandiford, 3 News Now.
On 39.
Omaha police told Sandiford they didn't know yet what the switch would cost or how they would pay for it. They say their current radios would work, but each would need to be reprogrammed by hand, which is why leaders say the change would take some time. But they also say they might keep what they have now. OPD also broke down more on what the change would require, and you can check all of that out on our website, 3newsnow.com. And remember, you can check out all of our investigative team stories on our website, 3newsnow.com. And if you have a story idea for us, please email us to investigate@3newsnow.com.
The Douglas County Health Department reported 137 additional positive COVID tests over the past weekend. And the hospitalizations are rising rapidly as the Delta variant continues to make its presence felt.
It's much more contagious than, say, the virus that initially hit Omaha last March. There also seems to be some data that if someone catches COVID-19 with the Delta variant, they're 2 times more likely to require hospitalization.
Almost all of these severe cases have one thing in common.
Over 97% of hospital admissions from COVID-19 are now in unvaccinated individuals.
Nebraska Medicine has announced that its COVID unit has reached full capacity for the first time in several months. And they're worried if things don't slow down, they won't be able to help everyone.
So now that it's full, we're going to have to start spilling over into additional wards, which obviously we did last fall during the peak of the pandemic. We just don't have the surge capacity that we've had in previous waves. And so even if we don't get to the level of hospitalizations that we saw last fall, it's going to be more than we can handle if we continue to grow at this pace.
Not only are they worried they can't keep up, but they're worried about the medical workers who feel like they're reliving last year.
It's a nightmare to go through once. It's another kind of worse nightmare to go through it and know that the key to prevention of having the same scenario replay out is literally an arm's length away.
Younger people are currently being hit the most by the new variant.
Some of these patients are 30 years old, 20 years old, and they were healthy prior to becoming ill. And the vast majority of them are unvaccinated.
While the Delta variant has made a big splash, medical experts continue to circle back to the real reason for the surge in cases and hospitalizations.
All of these hospitalizations and long-term consequences of those hospitalizations and all of these fatalities that we're seeing from COVID-19 are completely preventable if we could get everybody fully vaccinated.
It absolutely breaks our hearts to see someone become critically ill on a ventilator in this day and age, where if they had had the vaccine, if they had not been victims of misinformation and they had not listened to the wrong people giving them bad advice, they would have had the vaccine and they wouldn't have been hospitalized.
Reporting in Omaha, Zach Williamson, 3 News Now.
And with school right around the corner, Children's Hospital says parents with kids 12 and older need to talk to their doctors about getting their child vaccinated.
One of the great things about golf is you can play for almost your entire life, and that's been the case for Marty Meisenberg from Omaha. Today he's playing at the Shoreline Golf Course in Carter Lake. But as for Nebraska, well, he's done it all.
They've all been cheering for me.
His friends and family have been cheering for him to reach a goal that he set about 15 years ago, after seeing in the paper a list of all the 18-hole golf courses in the Cornhusker State.
I just thought I had already accomplished a lot, which I didn't even realize. I had already done 52 out of the 92 courses in the state of Nebraska. I'm going, well, that's not that far. I'm over half.
So the quest began.
Marty finished his final course, the Sandhills Golf Club in Mullen, a couple weeks ago. The top-ranked course in Nebraska and top 10 in the country. A 1,656-hole journey complete. That really started when Marty and Noreen got married.
52 years, yeah, going through all kinds of things that happen in life, right? Kids and jobs and all of that.
He can't thank his wife and all of his family and friends that played with him along the way enough. Marty and Noreen have truly enjoyed the full Good Life State experience.
Going to these small towns and just enjoying the trip, find a good restaurant in these towns and support them and just see what the courses are like.
I-80 has become our friend, right? You go all the way down I-80 and go north or south of it. But on this golf journey, we have seen some incredible places.
The two, along with Noreen's sister and her husband, purchased the Nebraska Golf Passport, allowing them to play at several country clubs that aren't typically open to the public.
Playing these courses are special because not everybody gets to play them. And that's what we love about playing with my wife and going to these places.
With one goal complete, what's next?
To play a top 10 course in every state in the United States.
Reporting in Carter Lake, Zach Williamson, 3 News Now.
Some homeowners got a big bill after they lost power, finding out they have to pay for some parts of the electrical lines on their property. So our investigative team looked into what you can do to protect yourself. Take a look. Here's what we found out. Now, the utility is responsible for repairs to the orange portions here, the service drop and the electric meter, but everything else, which could still be damaged in a storm, is on you, the homeowner. That could end up going towards your insurance deductible and costing you more money. And this includes things like your meter base. That's the metal box that holds the meter and all the connections. That's your responsibility. The service entrance cable, not covered. The point of attachment or weatherhead, where the service connects your service entrance cable, is up to you to pay for. OPPD does provide a plan that could cover up to $1,500 in damages for things like this. It's called electrical repair coverage. The first year costs you about $47 and it increases to about $54 a year after that. After the liquor license of at least one of the Good Life Bars locations was in limbo, those bars now we know have been sold. Chad McMahon sold 3 bars, a lounge, and a new Gretna location under construction to 3 people with restaurant experience. You may remember McMahon was looking into possibly losing his license after police said minors were drinking at the West Omaha location on Christmas night, with one of them getting seriously hurt in a car crash. Omaha police later got a warrant for security footage and say they found that night in question deleted. A 3 News Now investigation found a pattern of underage drinking at least one of the bars. One of the new owners told us he expects customers to notice no major changes and that he will follow Nebraska law on serving minors.